When most people imagine the food scene in Canada, a few common staples probably come to mind. Poutine? Of course. Maple syrup? Absolutely. Maybe even some Canadian bacon. Although here I guess you just call it bacon. But that doesn't even begin to tell the full story, especially when it comes to British Columbia. Each of Canada's 10 provinces and 3 territories brings something unique to the table in terms of its culinary scene, and British Columbia's multicultural history and deep connection with the Pacific has given it an entire taste palette that feels distinctively its own. In today's episode of my Tastes of the World series, we're diving into some of the international fusion foods and BC delicacies that you can find in the province's largest city, Vancouver, that really capture the British Columbia identity. Japa dogs. Places all over the world hold claim to their perfected version of a hot dog, but Vancouver's has gotta be the most unique I've tried thus far. At a place quite literally called Japa Dogs, I dug into a Japanese-style hot dog called Kurubato Terimeyo, which tastes like your classic hot dog, except, in this case, it includes a tangy Japanese barbecue, mayonnaise, grilled onions, and shredded nori, adding a concoction of smoky, bitter, and fishiness. I tried this with a paper bag of crunchy, cheddar-dusted fries. Sushi. Sushi on the West Coast is probably the best you'll get in the world outside of Japan itself. And here's a fun fact: the California roll isn't actually from California. It's from right here in Vancouver. The thick and remarkably fresh roll was absolutely stuffed with crab and avocado. But it's not just the California roll. The BC roll is equally delicious, stuffed with barbecue glazed salmon and rich in its fishy, slightly tangy taste. Nanaimo bars. Ah man, these are good. These are very, very good. These cool, no-bake traditional bars are stacked with a chocolate, coconut, and graham cracker base, a slightly chalky custard center, and a hard ganache chocolate slab on top. It all comes together so beautifully. It's like if Oreos were an actual dessert, but with coconut. Richmond dim sum. It's been well documented that the best dim sum you can eat outside of China itself sits right here in Greater Vancouver. Just south of the city in Richmond, at a place called Neptune's, I stuffed my face with delicious steamed shrimp dumplings, steamed pork dumplings, and traditional egg custard tarts. The shrimp dumplings, stuffed with veggies and shrimp, had an almost broth-like taste. The pork dumplings were stuffed with massive, huge rolls of steamed pork, and those addictive egg custard tarts were warm, flaky, rich, eggy, and yet sweet. Candied salmon. In the Granville Island Public Market, I tried a sweet British Columbia staple snack with a fishy twist. These cool salmon nuggets are glazed in a maple honey, blending sweetly with that classic fresh salmon taste in a way that makes me feel like maybe I should have been eating salmon this way all along. Which leads us to our closer. Pacific salmon. The Vancouver culinary scene can't be completed without one of its most defining elements: Pacific salmon. Fresh off the grill, this Northwest classic sat atop a bed of beluga lentils, roasted fennel, and rich, creamy butter sauce. Salmon here is pretty pricey, but when it's fresh caught from the Pacific Ocean itself, it's entirely worth it. These are, of course, just a few of the must-tries you'll find that capture the overall tastes of Vancouver and British Columbia as a whole, and it's far from a comprehensive list. That said, I'm certain I missed plenty of the defining eats in this ecotopian, multicultural city, so share your recommendations and favorites for myself and for one another in the comments below. To experience Vancouver through all 5 of your senses, grab a snack and check out the full Vancouver experience right here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.